Good morning, friends, and welcome. Today is Saturday, February 13th, and it is a cold day here in eastern PA. The temperature right now is about 14 degrees, and it's 9-ish in the morning. We've been as low as I think 6 degrees, so we've been in single digits, and supposedly it's going to get colder tomorrow. So that's cold for us. Yeah, thankfully we haven't had a lot more snow, which, if it comes, it comes, but shoveling snow in single-digit temperatures is not my favorite pastime. But if I have to do it, I'll do it. So anyway, I hope you're all keeping warm, unless you're in a place where it's warm, and then I hope you're keeping cool. And I hope you're having your weekend's off to a great start. So today I wanted to share with you, I'm smoking the Stanwell bent bulldog today, and this pipe is one that I restored just prior to the stem cleaning videos. I posted a series of videos on restoring this pipe. This one had some challenges. As I mentioned in those videos, it has a great deal of sentimental value for me. So there were certain things that I didn't want to change about it. I wanted to try to keep the stem, not change the shape of the pipe very much, or in any way alter anything that wasn't necessary. But it turned out to be quite a challenge. So it was a fun restoration project, and the good thing is I've got this pipe back. I'm not going to smoke it a lot, but I will have an occasional smoke in it. And today is actually the first time that I am smoking it since the restoration. And it's interesting, if you watch those videos, this has been thoroughly cleaned. I mean, the stem was soaked in alcohol. I off camera cleaned the stem the way I usually do with lots of alcohol. It's thoroughly reamed. I mean, this was as close as you can get to an unsmoked pipe, reamed back and everything, and should have been thoroughly deghosted. And yet when I put it in my mouth this morning, because I have the bad habit of carrying it around in my mouth, which is why I had all the trouble with the bit in the first place, when I put it in my mouth this morning, there was the unmistakable taste of latakia. So I smoked a lot of latakia in this pipe, apparently, and I know I did, because that's what I smoked at the time when I bought this. And true to that, I have, you won't be able to read the label on this, but I have some Crown Achievement that I'm smoking today. This is Crown Achievement that I cellared back in May of 2014. So it's not quite 2 years old, but it's it's got a little bit of age on it. Hopefully it's mellowed a bit. I like, this is a Lane product. It was reintroduced back in 2014. I like it, although it was a little bit too I don't know, young, if that's a good word for it. It didn't seem like it had melded yet. So I'm hoping that with some age on it, this is going to be quite nice. I'm also hoping my lighter lights. There we go. Oh, very nice. The draw on the pipe is perfect. No surprises, so unless it falls to bits during the remainder of this video, I'll be happy with it. I don't want to really review Crown Achievement today. It's a nice blend. If you like latakia with a little bit of perique, it's one worth checking out. It's a Lane product, so it's easy to find. It's in good supply. It's available in bulk or in tins. It's worth giving a try if you're a fan of latakia and you don't mind a little bit of perique. It's a reasonable blend. It was surprisingly dry when I opened this jar. I just opened this jar today, and I'm worried that maybe the seal wasn't exactly perfect on the mason jar, because I don't remember it being that dry when I originally cellared it. I don't know. Flavor's fine. There's no issues with it. Just drier than I recall, and having a little trouble keeping it lit, which is the opposite of what you'd expect from a dry tobacco. I find that I light my pipe a lot more when I'm making these videos, and I'm sure you all do the same, because I'm talking and not smoking. Alright, so I had promised when I was starting the restoration that I would talk a bit about the circumstances that led to me buying this pipe, and it's not a big exciting story really, but it's an important story to me. And I swear to you, I did not plan this as a Valentine's Day video. I know tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and that's great, but it's pure coincidence that I'm talking about this today, honestly. I'm not that cheesy. So I bought this pipe when I was living in Pittsburgh. It was the mid-90s. And at the time, I've talked about the local tobacconist that I would go to, which was the Continental Smoke Shop, or Continental Pipe Shop at the time. Now it's Smoke Shop. And they sold pipes, but they were high-end pipes, and I never bought a pipe there. I bought a lot of tobacco there, but never a pipe. They just were out of my price range. But there was, if anyone's familiar with Pittsburgh, the Century 3 Mall, which was on Lebanon Church Road, which I will never forget because of the Century 3 Chevrolet jingle that will be forever stuck in my head. Century 3 Mall had a tinderbox in it, and there you could get reasonably priced, well, cheap pipes. You could get basket pipes. You could also get seconds that were reasonably priced pipes, and this was one of those seconds. It's a Stanwell Danish Reserve, which was their second line, and it was $25, $30, something like that. Now, the reason I was at the mall was that it was Thursday, Friday night, something like that, and on that Saturday night there was a party that I was going to. I was in graduate school, so it was a younger group party, and I had, it was, if I recall, it was spring, and it was still rather cool, and I was just going back and forth to work. I didn't really spend a lot of time outside at the time because I was an overworked student. But I needed a jacket, is what it came down to. I needed, because part of this party was going to be outdoors, and it was like a cookout or something. I don't remember the details, but for some reason I needed to get a spring jacket, lightweight jacket. And that's why I went to the mall that day. And while I was there, I thought, hey, let me stop in and see what's going on in the tinderbox. And I bought this pipe, and I lit it up in the parking lot waiting for the bus. I was very excited about it. I at the time probably only had maybe 4 pipes. So when you only have 3 or 4 pipes, a new pipe is a huge deal. So I bought this pipe, smoked it quite a bit over the years, but importantly I smoked it that evening and the next. Wasn't resting pipes then because I didn't have that many. And the next was the evening that I went to this party, and at the party there was a friend of mine there, a woman who I knew from work, who I became closer friends with that evening. Spent a lot of time talking to her, and eventually, to make a very long story short, very wonderful long story short, I married her, and that's my darling wife, who we will be married 19 years this year. So it's been quite a while. That was we got married in, she'd kill me for not remembering, but it was I believe 1998. Yeah, that's right. It was 1998. So we met in 94, 95 or so, and got married in 98. And every time I pick this pipe up, I remember that night, and I remember, it wasn't the night I met her, but it was the night that I really began to get to know her, and as a friend. And we were friends before we ever really fell in love and decided to get married. And it's just been a wonderful, wonderful thing. So, sorry, I know that was a mushy Valentine story, which I really didn't plan when I started this out. I hope you'll forgive me for it. Pipe's quite good. It's going out a lot because I'm talking. But I'm very happy with the feel of it, the construction. It's solid. The stem junction is very solid. The repairs to the bit worked out really well, and the tobacco is quite good. Nice way to get your Saturday going. So, what else is going on? I've got a new series that's going to start this Wednesday. I think you'll like it. It's an unusual pipe, not a rare pipe, not a wacky pipe, but one that you If I had to guess, I would say that the majority of you do not have this type of pipe. And I didn't have this type of pipe until this restoration, so it was a challenge. I learned a lot along the way, and I think you'll enjoy it. I'm not going to give it away. Just Wednesday, it'll be quite obvious on Wednesday when you see the video. Other than that, unfortunately, I've got some things coming up that's going to make it a bit more difficult for me to be regular with these weekend chat videos. I'm probably going to be able to continue to put out the project videos because I have some of those already recorded, and I can do those a bit more sporadically and just add to that. But being able to do these scheduled talks for the next little bit of time might be a problem. So I apologize in advance if I'm not as on target with these as I typically have been, or if I have to skip a few weeks, frankly. But I'll be back, and I'll be watching all your videos, and as time allows, you'll hear from me again. So that's about all that I really had to say today. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all have a really great weekend and have a meaningful pipe, and one that's got some great tobacco in it. So until then, everyone take care, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye now.